Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Citroen UK AMI Buying Experience Guide by Patrick Whelan. Or, welcome back to the Drive Talk podcast powered by Michelin, everybody. And we are joined by Pat. Updates incoming.
Easy now.
Easy now.
Easy now.
Right, welcome back, everybody. We are virtual again. We'll tell why a bit. We did try and do a get-together or one this week, but we're all super busy. Were you abroad yesterday, Pat?
Yeah, I was at a music festival called Tomorrowland in Belgium. So drove over there and back, not in the AMI, in the Passat.
Of course you were.
But you're at a music festival called Tomorrowland yesterday.
Yes, that, yeah.
Not Neverland.
No, not that one. Not that
Neverland.
one, no.
Gone for that. So we've got loads to talk about. We've got Pat back on. One, because I think all three of us really enjoyed the dynamic last week. It's just so nice having to sort of, someone else to bounce ideas and a good crack off of. But also, last pod, we talked about you getting your new car. In fact, you were getting it the day after. You were very, very excited to be getting a Citroen AMI. Joe and I were, to put it mildly, a bit jealous because I think it was just going to be wicked. How's it gone, mate?
Well,
it's gone well.
No, well, it's my first new car buying experience, and it's probably one to forget rather than one to remember. I can give a little bit of a backstory. We can then start talking about all the different parts of it. But it arrived on a truck, got delivered to my house. I thought that was quite nice. I had initially asked for it being picked up at a dealership because it was the free option versus the paid option, having it delivered on a truck. But it turned up on a truck, was very excited. I was there with my girlfriend, really happy about seeing it roll off the back. But the second it came off the truck and I could walk, a few feet closer, I noticed there was lots of rust and marks of bird poo and dirt. And yeah, it was...
Was it an open truck?
Yeah, open flatbed trailer. And the dirt side of things in terms of like being delivered on that at the price point and how they're delivering them, I wasn't like too concerned about that. It was a shame. I'd quite like the whole cover off dealer experience, but I get it. Like they've got lots of them to deliver now that they've done that deal. And, you're not to expect the same level of service you might get on a more expensive car. But it was the rust and I thought I'd bought a used car until I got inside of it and it said it had 7 miles on the dashboard. But yeah, it was a weird experience. I think I sent you guys a video almost immediately, didn't I? And I was like, I'm just recording this to kind of document how it is. I don't really know how to feel about this. I'm a bit deflated about the whole situation.
And that's got to be the worst thing, right? Because irrespective of how much you spend on a car collection day is like one of the best days ever. I mean, we all look forward to it. And if it doesn't happen the way you expect it to, and if it's a new car, I think the expectation levels are... I've never picked up a new car. Joe, you've done it a lot. The expectations levels are even higher. And I know you sent a message and then you sent that video and I just felt so deflated for you and it wasn't my car.
Yeah, you and I were more gutted and Pat seemed to take it pretty well. You and I were devastated about it. And Pat, you said if it was a used car, it might have been a bit different. But I argue that if it was a used car from a Citroen dealer, like an approved used or whatever they call their used cars, even that wouldn't have been acceptable in the condition that it arrived in.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think if I bought a used car and I knew what I mean is like if I knew the condition, so I'd seen it previously and it arrived like that, no surprises. It is a used car. I've seen it. I know what I'm getting.
If you and I had gone down to an auction and found it in the auction lot, would have been like, okay, well, it's been sitting here for a while. We'll get on to how long that might be very soon. But yeah, it was just
Or if you bought a car off of eBay and collected it from a grass verge in a council estate in Birmingham or something, fair enough, right?
Me and Joe nearly bought a car like that before, actually, didn't we, Joe?
I know, that's why I said it like that. So walk us around the car because I think you're underplaying it. It looked shocking.
Yeah, so like I said, first of all, first impressions, it's dirty, it's got bird mark on it. That was like kind of the initial impressions. But it was more like obviously getting delivered. It's coming off the back of a truck. I need to sign for it to make sure there's no large visible damage that's potentially during transport and stuff. The guy had driven, so the cars are stored, and this is where the story starts to unravel. The cars are stored and delivered from Sheerness in Essex, which I understand is a port that a lot of cars that come over from probably mainland Europe mostly get delivered to. Seemingly, the Amis weren't then sold when they were initially imported, and so they just stayed at the port. Now, I can't confirm whether they're undercover, away from cover, but we all know, like, leaving things by the seaside, you know, that kind of salty air, the mist that's going to come in and stuff, the bad weather that we get in the UK, that's not very good for cars, you know, any kind of materials and stuff. So yeah, the first thing was the dirt. Then it was looking at the wheels. The wheels were rusty and like discolored, like not just one of them, but all of them. The wheels are just steel wheels. They're not like alloys or even have hubcaps on the one that I've ordered because I didn't buy the accessory pack. So look, they're steel wheels. They are going to age over time. You know, if in 2 years' time they were like that, it is what it is. It's been left outside. It's rained. You know, I kind of get it. But yeah, I was like,
Not
hang
on
on,
day
this
one.
orange, you know, and not like a bit of like discoloration rust, like orange rust, like visibly orange rust. Then kind of bringing my head back up, so like the window line, you've got these like little flip up windows that the car has, and they have bolts on the outside of them where the handle goes in through the glass. They were also orange in rust. So now I'm looking at like external parts of the car that aren't the wheels, hasn't been used, but they're rusty. I mean, it looked like it was multiple years old. Opening up the door, the inside, it wasn't bad, as in like nothing was rusty or damaged inside, but it was just like mucky and dirty. It had a plastic cover over the driver's seat and a piece of paper on the floor like any car would. But I'd spoken to the delivery driver. He said, "Oh, the cars go through a PDI at Sheerness, so this is how the car came."
So PDI, pre-delivery inspection, right?
Yeah.
Does
That
that
car
not
was inspected.
normally? I mean, maybe my expectations are a little bit high here, but would that not include washing it, making sure, if there's anything like a rusty bolt, replacing it with a new one? If the wheels aren't, putting new ones on.
Yeah.
I sold my Boxster at Sailor Return, and when I took it in, we refurbished all 4 wheels so that they look nice for the new buyer. And that's a second-hand used car. This is a brand new car.
Yeah, the dirt I can overlook. The car went from Sheerness in Essex to Sunderland because he had 2 on his truck. It was delivered in logistically. I don't understand why this works. But
why wouldn't it? Hold on, you live in London.
Yeah. Like North London, so on the way out towards
London,
you go like that. You think?
Why wouldn't he drop yours off first?
I don't know. I'm sure there was some sort of logistical reason. Someone in an office somewhere decided that was the way it was. So my car turned up a little bit dirty from having done probably more miles than I'll ever do in it, up to Sunderland and back on the motorway at 70.
And faster wherever we go.
Yeah, so like I said, I can kind of overlook that a bit. It was a bit disappointing, but I kind of get that element of it. It is what it is. Yeah, the rust and the damage and stuff. That was the other. Yeah, so the other side, the damage is again not big dents and stuff. It's big plastic. It's like one of those black and yellow toy cars that I'm sure a lot of us had as a kid, or at least had seen
Little
around.
Tykes.
Yeah, a Tykes toy car thing. So it's like a rough plastic surface, and all the body panels are like you can like push them in and out, like they're not rigid or hard. So nothing is cracked or anything. But there's like black scuff marks, almost as if, I don't know, a wheel's gone past or it's been brushed up against by something, something that could probably come out with a very brief, detail or brush over. But again, like this is delivered new. In theory, the car has been sat somewhere. It's been PDI'd and prepped. It's been put on a truck. And unless he's somehow managed to hit them together on the truck, there's no reason why there should be any external body panel damage. But yeah, that was the crux of it. Oh, and I think I already mentioned the screen on the inside, right? So the screen.
There's more.
Yeah, the screen on the inside, once I started driving it, and it drives fine, was that it's kind of slightly faded on the right-hand side. So the left-hand side is like a black and white, like an old school watch, the little screen. Really cool, like works really well. But the left-hand side is like visibly really white and bright. And then the right-hand side in the top right, you have like the neutral drive reverse. That's like a bit faded. And like maybe I've got an eye for this because it's what I do for work with, working with video and stuff and photos. But I immediately picked up on it. And at night, I was like, it's not just the way the light's hitting it. Like that is definitely a problem. The final thing I'd say about the PDI is all of the tires were flat, not like 10 PSI, but they were 6 to 8 PSI below what is spec'd on the door of the car. So again, in my head, if you're looking at like what is the suggested PDI and like what would be expected in that, and the care they may have taken to get this car prepared for me as a customer to have it delivered, they didn't check the tire pressures, or they pumped, because they were all the same. So I reckon they were in like, storage pressures or something. But it's like, if you know this is going to a customer, the stickers on the door, like on the side of the seat when you open the door, like that's where I found that from.
I think if it was PDI'd, it was PDI'd a long time ago, and then left there. But while we're talking about that, actually,
I think you're being generous, because there's no way that car's been PDI'd.
No,
it's been. Oh look, there's one over there. We'll stick that on a truck and take it to Mr. Whelan.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. What's the number plate? What's the VIN number?
Outrageous.
A little segue quickly, just breaking away from that. Quick shout out to our channel sponsor, Michelin. And while we're talking about tire pressures, it's probably a good time to just say that I know it's a bit of a boring subject for a lot of people, and it's a subject that most people will say they'll do and they don't do. But go and check your tire pressures. Do it regularly. Handling is one thing. Efficiency is another thing. And the third thing, which in today's world is probably the most important, is longevity. If you've got your tires too low or too high, you're not going to get the right tire wear out of them. They're not going to last as long, regardless of whether they're Michelin or any other brand. So anyway, back to Yami.
And there's a great rolling resistance video on my channel.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. So right, okay. So what's next? So I mean, I have to say, mate, you're a better man than I, Gunga Din, because I would have said, take it back. I'm not even having it, because it's just not acceptable. But you accepted it and or received it. What then happened?
Well, yeah. So
because we haven't got to the worst bit.
It's received it. Obviously, I've got distance selling rights. So in terms of the car being delivered, sight unseen, as much as I accepted it off the truck, I still have the ability with the finance agreement. So within the first 14 days, if things aren't resolved, then I can hand it back and kind of null the agreement, which is good. So I sent Citroen, I firstly actually gave them a call and then sent them an email and just kind of detailed all these points. So you've got rusty bolts and fittings, rusted and damaged wheels, scuffed bodywork, exterior being filthy with bird droppings and stuff. All of the tires deflated, interior was dirty, dashboard potentially slightly broken. And yeah, I kind of wanted to work out like what they can do about this. Fortunately, the first positive is they were very receptive and understanding. They've said, look, we'll take the vehicle back. We will look at all of this. They said they'll collect the vehicle from me and they'll redeliver it. They'll replace the window bolts, revalet the vehicle. They'll re-PDI the vehicle. I'm not sure of what value that would
PDI
provide.
the vehicle. Yeah.
Interestingly, they also said they would check the tire pressures. Now, I don't want to act like they should be Sherlock Holmes here, but like, how would I know the pressures were low? Probably because I checked them and then pumped them up. Like, they don't need to recheck the pressures. I've done that for them.
Oh, you pumped them up? Oh, I thought you'd leave them.
No, I just checked them and left them low. Yeah. They'll also recharge the vehicle for me, which is very kind.
Oh, wow. That's £3.
Yeah. That's saved me some money. Very kindly, though, they have offered to provide me the for free, the self-fit color pack. So that's all of the accessories I previously spoke about that I didn't get. So floor mats, door bins, all of those accessory packs. So it's like a £400 or £500 option on top. That's very kind of them to be able to do that. And so, the next step is getting the vehicle picked up. I did kind of flag them on a few things that they said they were going to look at. They were talking about changing the wheel bolts. I've asked them to change, or at least look at changing or repairing the wheels so they're new, because the bolts themselves aren't necessarily the only issue. That's kind of the tip of the iceberg. The biggest thing on my side is they're kind of been quite non-committal about these things. They'll look at them. I would hope that they would be like, oh my God, we're so sorry. It's representative of the Citroen brand here. I would like to think that they would be proud of their products and want them to be presented in the best way possible. And so, the language has been a bit like, we're not gonna promise the world, because in my head, I'm worried they're gonna potentially deliver nothing. Like, I don't know. I would like to think that they'll put their best foot forward and deliver the vehicle as new. But this is where it starts to unravel a bit. So there was another video of a guy, I can't remember the guy's name, but he'd made a YouTube video. He's been on Twitter about, he had an AMI before. He's just got another AMI on this deal. The second AMI that he got has got like the belts loose or something, because it's basically using like an alternator, as I understand it, rather than an actual additional like motor. because of how low power they are and how much weight is in the vehicle that you don't need to use like a massive motor. And so his one's already got issues, like brand new issues. Turns out his previous one had issues from 300 miles. So yeah, there's
the channel you're talking about is a Modern Heroes YouTube channel.
That's the one, yeah.
And he's done looks like he's done a few videos on his AMI over the years. And
yeah, he was actually the first UK customer of an AMI.
Oh wow!
So
okay.
he's been documenting this literally since day one.
Yeah.
And so watching his video last night, I was like, oh, this is concerning. Now, driving wise, it drives fine. I have driven it. I've driven about 20 miles. I've charged it up. So it's great. It's such a fun thing to drive. It's a really weird driving position because you're so far back in the car. It's like driving an AMG GT. But slightly slower.
Driving an AMG GT.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But sorry, final point before we get onto how it drives is, so watching his video, he said you can check the age of your vehicle through the serial number. So all Citroens have done this since 1980. They have a serial number on the side of it. I think it's 17 digits or something. And some of those digits in that denote when the car was produced. And so you can literally just work out when your car was produced. So
So yours the 2025 car, right?
Yeah, 2025 registered on the 16th.
Yeah.
Today's the 22nd. So it's 6 days old.
Yeah.
But seemingly, as I can work out, the car was actually produced in 2022.
No.
So assuming there's a few months lead time, let's call it.
Sorry, 2022.
So let's say 6 months of that is getting it to the UK, getting it like into the UK or whatever. Like, let's assume it was produced somewhere. There's always a time frame between production and delivery, right? But
6 weeks, not 6 months.
Okay, so let's say 6 weeks. So
Where's it made? The Moon?
I actually don't know where they're made. Oh no, they're made in Morocco. They're made in Morocco.
Oh,
in Morocco.
I think they are made in Morocco. Yeah, I think I read that.
I wonder if you could drive it from there to London on one tank of one charge. Yeah.
I'll have to get Michelins on it first, which you can do actually. There are Michelins that will fit.
Oh.
So I'm excited to do that.
Right.
Some
they're
cross-climate.
wheelbarrow tires or something.
Yeah.
Cup twos.
I should try and get Tweel on it, shouldn't I? That would be a good idea.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
so
it's
so
3
you're being
years
so
old.
generous, right? So
It's 3 years old. Which now goes to explain, if you then work backwards from knowing that first, well, of course, if it's been sat by the sea in a port for 3 years, of course it's going to be rusty.
Yeah, but you did get it half price, mate. So all of these things are completely understandable,
Yeah,
aren't
it's
they?
true. Yeah.
I think my biggest gripe, we talked briefly off camera about this, Pat, is that if they'd advertised it as old stock or excessive stock, new ones coming, just very open and honest.
Just pre-register them.
Yeah,
just pre-register them, sell them as used and sold as seen.
Or whatever. Or I don't know how you'd package it, but at least then your expectations would not be like, oh yes, I'm getting a brand new car, and then it turns up. But I think the way it was sold to you, and I think I almost feel guilty that we've done the last podcast, and I apologise to anyone that's gone out and bought a couple of cars. I'm sure,
I know, yeah.
I mean, I almost wanted to convince my mum to go and get one, and then as soon as yours arrived, I was like, thank goodness I haven't really. But I've talked to loads of people, as I'm sure you have, Ped. Like, this is an amazing deal. Can you believe it? And I think it comes back to the saying in life, if what was it? If it's too good to be true,
it probably is.
It probably is, yeah. And it's like, when you were telling us that, I was like, this is just like thinking to myself, this is just too good to be true. Like, what an amazing bit of kit for that money. Right, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but for me, right, so if it was some, unheard of car brand, right, then you kind of it's almost not acceptable, but understandable. This isn't though. This is Citroen.
There's a different expectation, and
this is a brand that's been around a long time, and they, and for me, it's just not acceptable.
No.
And somebody in that team has looked at, and it's not like one thing's gone wrong. It's a whole bunch of things that have gone wrong, and then they're sat there not going, we'll do whatever it takes to put it right, Mr. Whelan. We'll take it back. You can have your money back. We'll get it right. Of course, we'll put some new wheels on it. We'll put some new tires on it. Because how old are the tires? The tires have been
that's a good point. I actually don't know.
Yeah.
I could look at a photo, but I don't.
Right?
Yeah, I don't.
And they'd have been sat three years old, sat by the sea, underinflated for 3 years.
Static.
So there's a safety element there. What about the battery? If the battery hasn't been charged and through charge cycles for 3 years, that's going to be buggered as well.
Mm.
You can't just leave a car for 3 years and then sell it as new and hope it doesn't break down? All of the, I don't know.
43.22 the tyres.
43,
So week
22. Oh, there you
43
go.
of 2022.
Oh, so that ties in with the car being a 2022
Wow.
car.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the tyres are
So-
the tyres are halfway through their, like, it's not legal, is it? It's recommended, like the 7-year thing,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah, but
that's
that's
halfway through their
recommended
life.
if you're using your tyres. If
No,
you're,
I know, yeah, yeah.
If the tyres are sitting there, especially in sea breeze and stuff, the rubber just perishes. It just dies.
What about, I don't know, but it's bound to have rubber belts in it for, does it have air conditioning?
It has a fan and a heater for the front
Right.
windshield demisting,
But, you
but
know,
that's it.
belts, plastics, internal plastics.
Yeah.
It's just not right.
Yeah, I mean, throughout this conversation, I'll have uploaded photos showing people, because I'm just looking at a picture of the wheel here, and actually the bolts aren't rusted. That's the one bit of the car that isn't. It's the rest of the wheel that's the problem. So, yeah, they don't need to replace the bolts on this particular wheel. I'm looking at the tyre. But yeah, just a overall disappointing start to the experience. They have an opportunity to make it right. They haven't just rejected my request to fix it. They're getting the vehicle back. They'll take photos of it prior to it leaving again to confirm its condition and make sure I'm happy with it. So I'm not hopefully going to get it back and have the same issues again. I'll have an opportunity to I guess reject the car or have them make further changes before it gets delivered back to me. So that's good. The language, like, we all work in this world. I know how this works. We know equivalent PR people or teams in this. We've met designers and engineers and stuff, and they have a lot of this going on right now, right? So I understand it from a professional perspective, how they're being careful, how they word things. But if I take that away and I'm just a customer, you know, if I am your mum and your mum and your dad have this experience,
That'd be scary. Yeah.
like, they'd just be like, well, this is that, without understanding any of the background workings. They'd be like, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
this is like completely unacceptable. And like, it doesn't add up to that. And it reflects badly on the brand. I think that's the worst thing, is that Citroen is a brand, like you said.
If you're going to decide to sell, like we talked about in the last podcast, if as a big manufacturing brand that we've all known all our lives, if you're going to decide to sell essentially, no offense, Pat, but a toy, if you're going to add a toy to your lineup, a practical toy, a toy that makes a lot of sense in today's world in cities, but if you're going to decide to do that, then you've got to take it seriously, because, like you said, it's still a product that you're buying from a manufacturer, and it's still a car with their name on it, regardless of whether it's built here, there, or anywhere, or regardless of its price point. It's still a brand new product that you're buying from Citroen, and therefore it needs to represent the company in the same way, in the same light. But yeah, I mean, it's great for the podcast.
To be honest, I'd love to hear what Citroen had to say about it, to be honest, because I'm sure at the top level, at the PR level, they have no idea these things are happening. You know, you're dealing with someone, you know, some minion somewhere that's, you know, having to deal with this. And it's,
well, if they're based at Sheerness Port, this is the other thing. If they're based at Sheerness Port, then this is not a dealer experience like I expected when I bought one and said I wanted it to my local dealership. So there is no, and I can kind of understand why. So final thing I Googled just a second ago. So there's a website called howmanyleft.co.uk, and that allows you to see what cars have been registered, when, and how many. And so in 2022, there was 315 AMIs registered on the road. In 23, that number went up to, so this is not additive, but went up to 665, so 300 and so more. And in 2024, 731 were on the road. So I think there's a chance that they've had like more AMIs sold over this deal than they probably have ever had on the road registered. And so the resource required, like, can you imagine a dealership being like, right, so you've got 10 AMIs to deliver this week. They're like, well, one, it's a digital online platform, so we don't actually have a margin on that car.
Yep.
Two, like, the car, even if we did get some sort of incentive, it's not worth our time to PDI check it. You know, Citroen aren't going to pay for a dealer to do their service center PDI and the resource required there to then have a someone, a salesman or someone come and then reveal a cover. You know, it's a 2-hour process. They'd rather be selling actual cars they're actually selling, right? You know, like kind of their models. And so that's why because it was about £300 or so to get the car delivered. And I picked to have it from a dealer, because why would I spend £300 to get it delivered? My dealer's 4 miles away. It takes me half an hour to get there. Like, that's not a problem. And I was excited because I'll get a brand new car with a whole dealership experience. But instead, they called me up and said, do you want it delivered? And I was like, oh, If it's free, I mean, that sounds like an even better experience. But now I can see why, because the cars aren't coming through a PDI at a dealership. They're coming through a port and never touching the dealership experience at all.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking of buying one of these, get it delivered to a dealer. But to be honest, though, Pat, all of that, I don't buy it. It's a car. Car brands are in business to sell cars to customers, and the customer experience should be everything. And if they're not prepared to do it, then they shouldn't be bloody selling cars.
No, I agree with you.
And I know it's a low value, low margin car, but that low margin is going to be all the way up. That's why they're struggling to think about putting wheels on it for you, because there'll be no margin in it, right?
Because the wheels are 400 quid. They're 100 euros a corner.
That doesn't wash, because it goes back to what we were saying last time, is that this is still a registered electric car for Citroen, which goes towards their ZEV mandate, and it stops them getting a £15,000 fine. It's all part of the bigger picture. You could buy a Citroen Ami, have an amazing experience, and then the next week or the next year go in and buy a proper car from Citroen.
Yeah. Oh,
I just don't. I don't
they make
get
a
it
proper
at all.
car?
I can't. I was trying to think of a car that they make, to be honest, but then C3. I think.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's just I just don't buy it, and that is just there's no excuse.
Yeah.
And I'm angry for you, and it's not my car. Anyway, let's keep we'll keep everyone up to date with the goings on of Ami World.
Yeah, hopefully the next one will be positive. I'll get the car back. All I've asked really to summarize in the emails is, can I just have it delivered brand new looking? That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It's
seem
not
like
much
a
to
big...
ask when you buy a brand new car, is it, really? That wouldn't have been on my list of questions to go, can I just have it brand new looking? The brand new car I'm just buying. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to ask Tony that ever, thankfully.
Oh, your BMWs have never turned up rusted?
No.
Oh, that's good.
But just what you're talking about there, the dealerships not wanting to really know, and this is the danger with this whole agency strategy that a lot of manufacturers seem to be thinking about and then not thinking about, and thinking about and not thinking about. I mean, I know BMW have been back and forth about 1,000 times around this. I know Mini are experimenting with it, but this is the danger. It's like you lose that personal touch of the sales man or woman that you deal with in the first place, because they bend over backwards to give you that sale, and then hopefully if they've got any intelligence, which 50% of them don't seem to have, they then try and keep you close for the next couple of years, because then you'll hopefully come back and buy another one off them. But with the agency thing, I don't understand how that, my understanding is it's very much like what you just done, Pat. You order the car online almost, and then go and pick it up from the dealer, and that whole personal level is just gone, and you've got someone on the dealership floor who's just dragging his or her feet going, oh, I've got to hand over another car here. There's no it's not like, oh, there's my customer, I've made a few £100 and I'm going to look after them, or they're really nice to deal with, or suddenly it's like, oh, I've just today I've got 6 cars to hand over to completely unknowns. There is no, I think it's quite a short-sighted approach for especially premium manufacturers, German manufacturers. It's a very short-sighted approach. You should be going in and seeing people like Tony or people like Anthony Lewis from Porsche Reading.
There we go.
Yeah. Like having that experience. It's all part of the game, isn't it? Yeah. It's all part of the experience. But anyway,
I guess we can probably blame Tesla for it, because they were one of the first to do it, weren't they?
Yeah, and that's again, it's Germans especially panicking and looking at Tesla, and I think they've done that with a lot of Tesla things. They've looked at the touchscreen, they looked at the simplicity of the cabins, and I know we're going to get on to talk about the Audi that you just had, but it's like it's almost like the Germans gone, oh, Teslas are selling well, let's copy everything about Tesla. It's like, well, Teslas are selling well, number one, because of the price point, and number two, maybe in the other order actually, is the charging infrastructure. Not because the interiors have got none of that. It's not. Do you know what I mean? But they've all
most people. I know quite a few people with Teslas, and they'll all pretty much put their hand up and say they're built badly.
Yeah.
Basically, they're not that good looking, but they're pretty good to live with.
Yeah, and relatively affordable in the big scheme of things. So, anyway, right. What's next on the?
That was a good rant. Well, that was a good rant. That was wow.
nearly half an hour of an Ami rant. Well, yeah, I'm glad. We've got to be honest and open about it, and appreciate you talking about it, Pat. It's a fascinating saga for all of us.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, more updates to come.
Talking about being honest, it's another great
Oh, here we
segue coming
go.
up here.
Segue.
I put out a video last night about the Audi S5, and I think it's one of. I'd like to say all my videos are pretty honest, but it was a fairly honest opinion of the car that wasn't all covered in positives, if that makes sense. And well, I want to talk about it briefly because one thing, not just me and Joe, but generally the kind of online content creator car reviewers, we get a lot of grief saying, oh, you never say negative things and you only say nice things so you get nice new cars again. And we've talked before about up and coming YouTubers asking us how to do stuff and they only ever say nice things, and influencers just gushing over things. But I had the new S5 and I have to be really careful. Lou's not in, is she? I just wasn't a fan at all. And that's coming from someone who has owned 2 S4s in the past. And let's face it, the S5 is an S4.
Wait, hang on. I thought the S5 was the sporty 2-door coupe.
It was.
Oh,
but then
was
Audi decided that all even numbers in their range would be electric and all odd numbers would be combustion. So the S4, because it's got a petrol hybrid,
right,
had to be an S5. And the coupe and sportback were canned. So the S5 is a 4-door saloon or an Avant. And then they realized once that car was launched that was a stupid idea and they're not doing it anymore.
So you've got
now they've got the mid-size, the kind of SUV type stuff. That they're still going to have Q for their kind of mid and large SUVs. Then they're going to have A and S for the rest of the cars. But they're going to still stick with the 5, 6, 3 size. And then on the back, they're going to have e-tron or TFSI, depending on whether it's a petrol or an electric car.
And so the S5 is the...
Am I right? It's about right, isn't it?
Yeah. And they got rid of those stupid numbers now as well.
Stupid numbers, yeah.
Made no sense anyway.
And the S is the S is like a fancy engine one. Like, didn't they have like a V6 or a V8 diesel petrol?
They do A5,
right?
Which it's got like I think there's a 2-litre TFSI engine in there.
And a TDI, yeah.
And a TDI, yeah. The S is a 3-litre V6 mild hybrid, and then I guess they'll do an RS, will they?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're doing an RS5 Avant.
Yeah.
Which will not be
isn't a coupe. Yeah.
Yeah. And then how big is this versus a 6?
Oh, it's the size of a 4.
Okay. I think I've got there. Right. I think I've got
there. So put that to one side, right? So the two things I wanted to briefly talk about, one is a taste thing, but the press car I had was in grenadine red. And I know, Joe, you are a big fan because that RS6 that we had when we were up at Dougie Lampkin, and then I had as a press car, was in the same colour and just looked jaw-droppingly beautiful.
Yeah.
This S4 was in exactly the same colour, but didn't. And I found it really interesting that the car, same colour, just depending on the spec, can go from looking jaw-dropping to not looking all that at all. And I found that really, really, because there's lots of this kind of that dull silver work that Audi, you can spec on an Audi. If it had a black back on it, it would look brilliant.
Yeah.
So the outside wasn't great, but then the one thing I want to talk about is the interior. And I know we briefly went on when we were on the Cross Climate 3 launch, didn't we?
Yes.
Is the 3 massive screens in the car.
Yep.
And I think Audi have gone from peak interior, leading the way to making some of the best interiors of any manufacturer, to now having an interior that I really didn't feel was that special and was just too much touchscreen, too much scratchy black plastics. And I think it's just such a shame that I don't know where the interior design game's going with car manufacturers, but they need to sort something out because for me, it's not going the right way.
Yeah, it's I must admit, when I first sat in one at the launch about a year ago, and I thought, I was actually like, because it was the first of that new interior I'd sat in. So I was kind of like, initially I was like, this is super modern in here. Like, this is cool.
It's quite BMW, right? With a big sweepy screen.
It is, yeah. But everything was very different. So initially I was like, this is cool. But then the few hours that I spent with it and the annoyance on the way it all operates is just, I think is terrible. Also, even things, I was watching a video online the other day, someone moaning about it, and it's true. Like Audi have always, and I'm sure your S4 would have had it, virtual cockpits. They've been so good over the years with like their virtual cockpits have just been beautiful. I love them. They're always very configurable, really clear graphics, and to the point that like the ones, some of the S and RS had that rev counter in the middle and the speed and that was so good that it never made me want to have an analog dial there. It was better than what Porsche have got in the 992.2. It was such a clear, beautifully, and so they've gone from that to what's in the curve. It's just the graphics. There's no familiarity there. None of the fonts or the graphics seem to line up. If you jumped in there, you would not know you were in an Audi. The steering wheel is completely different and full of annoying haptic buttons
and square.
And it's the same wheel that's in everything now. It's like it's across all the cars. And again, Audi steering wheels have always been so beautifully made. And you know, back in the day, you got a flat bottom if it was a seriously punchy car. Now, now it's a double flat. I mean, it's almost and there's S badges everywhere. And the
logo, they've changed the S logo as well. Yeah, it's like much more simple and just looks like a 4-year-old's done it.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was one of those, so that the good news is it drives brilliant and it's fast as. But it was a really interesting week with the car.
What's the
I should love it, but the last bit. Get ready for this.
What? Sorry, I was just gonna jump in quickly and just say what kind of MPG did you get out of it as well? I'm intrigued with the hybrid systems. What was the
27, 28 over 350 miles?
So about the same as your old S4 would have probably done.
No, my S4 would have been 32, 33.
Really? So carrying around 300
turbo.
kilos.
Well, yeah, because it weighs 2 tons now.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, the turbo S4 was a bit better on gas than the supercharged one, and I had the 8.5 because the 8, which was supercharged, was terrible on fuel.
Yeah.
And then they tweaked it so it was much better. But early 30s, and you could probably get 36 on a long run. And I didn't drive it that hard at all over the 300 miles. I took it to the airport and back, and then just locally filmed with it. So it wasn't nearly as good as I thought it was going to be. But the bit that made me, and this is kind of the segue into the next bit we're going to talk about, is it was £71,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think what year we bought. So we bought our S4 used. It was 10 months old, and it was 31 grand. And at the time, an RS4 was like 50 grand. And then we bought the B9 just after COVID. So it would be 21, maybe, I think we bought it. And that was 41 grand. And it was a year old, or less than a year old, with 5,000 miles on the clock. It's not an RS4. 71 grand. I mean, it was a launch edition car. It had some spec on it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But where did we get to the point where an S Audi is £70,000? So what's the RS4 going to be when RS5 when that comes out? It's going to be.
It's mad,
90,
isn't it?
maybe.
Well, so when I more about 6 months ago when I tested it, whatever it was, you could still buy an RS4 of the previous gen, and I think at that point it was about 2.5 or 3 grand more to get the RS4.
Wow!
So I was like, well, why would you not, in your right mind, get a much better looking, much faster, much lighter, much
probably more efficient as well.
Probably, yeah, almost definitely, yeah. And also the other argument, and this is not me with my BMW cap on, but I think the M340i. I know it's been out since about 2018 now, but it's one of the best overall packages on sale today. And they're 62 grand, about a £10,000 difference. So why? I mean, the only thing is the mild hybrid thing, I guess, for company car tax. I'm guessing it's got a lower cheated
probably
CO2 or something. But that's
But the comments in the video, and this is the segue into the next bit, I promise, is the 3 common comments. comment number one is why wouldn't you buy an M40i?
Yeah.
Or a Mercedes, but I hate Mercedes, so I don't understand that. But
Yeah,
an
I'm not sure
M40i,
anybody would agree
fair
with
enough.
that one.
Yeah, no, who'd buy a Mercedes?
Yeah.
So an M40i, loads of people said, why wouldn't you buy one of those? Second point was, for that kind of money, you could probably pick up a year-old M3 Touring.
Yep. Yeah, you could,
And-
100%. Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
I know which one I'd have.
Yeah.
Or someone said they'd seen a 6-month-old one with less than 10,000 miles on the clock for 50 grand.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
a big
bet
discount.
I bet you
And that is the
struggled to sell.
segue into the next.
Into the next
part.
one.
So-
Wow,
because-
Ben, you are on fire with these.
You're on a
segues.
roll.
I'm Segway man.
Segue, man.
But this is the
Segway
thing,
man,
right?
yeah.
We need to stick on this.
Not the Segway.
Not that, yeah, that's
Yeah,
one the
I'd
image
love
I
to
had
have
in
a
my
go.
head, yeah. You just leaning forward.
I've never been on one of those.
Oh.
I know I'd kill myself if I went on a Segway.
Segway versus Ami. Which one's quicker?
Probably the Segway, to be fair.
Mate, come on. Glacier versus Ami. Which one's quicker?
Yeah.
No, I will say in the Ami's defense, 0 to 5 miles an hour is as fast as a scooter off the lights. 0 to 10 miles an hour, you're still faster than a car that's gone off the lights. Over 10 miles an hour, the car behind you is pissed off that you're going so slowly. So 0 to 10, it's pretty competitive.
Have you VMAXed it yet, or are you still running it in?
Yeah, if you put it in neutral going down a hill, I've got beyond the 28 limit. I've seen 30.
Oh, that's terrifying.
But yeah, if you leave it and drive, it has like, I don't know if it's actually regenerative braking or whether it's just the motor kind of whirring and pulling you back. But if you're going down a hill, you have to put it in neutral and then it rolls faster, like it rolls free.
Wow.
And then, yeah,
I
you can
reckon
really
we
hit
should do a
the...
drag race with it. Once you get it up and running, or if you do,
Yeah.
hopefully. That versus Ped on his road bicycle.
Oh my God, I think you'd win.
Over quarter of a mile. I reckon there wouldn't be too much in it. It'd be interesting.
Yeah. What kind of speeds could you do on your road? But way more than, let's say way more.
Downhill?
You could do more than 30 miles an hour, couldn't you?
55 miles an hour, yeah.
Yeah, downhill, but on a flat.
Yeah.
Oh no, what about, here's the
on a flat.
video.
On a
What
flat,
about
35, 30,
Yeah.
35?
a lap of Goodwood?
Oh. That'd be
See, that's
interesting.
actually because
Bike
there is a
versus
bit of
Ami.
uphill there. There's a little bit of down, but like it's relatively flat. But like Ami, because I could just probably sit at 28 the whole time, but you could go faster at points, but then you would slow down. at points.
No, I'm not that good. We'd have to get someone like Tom Pidcock to come and do that for us.
Yeah, our Tom would destroy it. No, you
Yeah.
could sit behind the car. You could sit drive.
Oh, you could
the whole
draft
lap.
it. Mate,
And then out
that'd be
the
so
chicane.
funny. That'd be so funny. So anyway,
Yeah.
so what we thought we'd do is, but spurred on by the S5 depreciation, is we've each picked or been having a look on Auto Trader to try and find some cars that have depreciated horribly. And I guess there is the how long after the, how old is the car? Is it a year or is it like full 3 years? I've chosen cars that are around about a year old, maybe a little bit older.
Yeah.
And we've each gone for a petrol and electric.
Yep.
Now, I don't know who wants to go first. I've got one, and I reckon I might win with the first one
Well,
in terms of scary story.
just to add, we Patrick's not involved in this because we only decided to get Patrick on like half an hour before the pod.
Yeah, true.
So,
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he's going to be moderating this.
He's the moderator. Yeah. So should I go with my first one?
Yeah, let's.
So I'm going electric first, and
Okay.
I think this could be the car that's proven the most difficult to sell in the UK ever.
Oh.
Citroen Ami.
No.
That was easy.
I've put a link on Auto Trader, just so if you've got the price tracker on Auto Trader, right?
Oh no!
So this
Oh
car,
no!
they've been trying to sell this car since the 19th of January 2024, right? And in 2024, it was £130,449. It's done 7,200 miles, and it's currently up for 76,970 quid. That is a £53,500 drop.
Mate, that's horrific. That is so. I've never seen that. You've won. Yeah.
Do you want to know the worst bit, right? The worst bit is I don't know what the for sale price of that car was new, but Eletras run from. Sorry, yeah, everybody who's listening. It's a Lotus Eletre R, right?
Yep.
The 900 horsepower SUV from Lotus. They start at £90,000, but a top spec R is £146,000. So that car, which is only just over a year old, I don't know because I tried to spec it up and wasn't able to get a proper what the actual price was at sale. But it's pretty much, it's not that far off of, you've lost half the value it's a 2023 car.
What a horrible, horrible looking thing. I mean, I hated him from day one. They are beach whales. The only person I know that's rolling around in one is Tom Howard, and he used to drive that Range Rover that looked like it had, what were they called? Those horrible Range Rovers with the bent rear ends on them, with the bent number plate. I don't know what they're called, but he used to think that was good looking, so no wonder he's got one of these. But
I can't. That is horrific. And the thing is that how long has it been at the dealer? They're like, oh, we need to drop the Eletre by another £5,000 this week to see if someone will buy it.
I can't believe how much that's been discounted, and it's still sitting there. What? Can
you imagine if you bought one, right, and you were just going, I wonder how much my Electra's worth. Tom, you're probably doing this right now. How much is my Electra? Because his is an R as well. How much is my Electra worth?
Yeah, but remember, like so many PRs tell us, electric cars don't depreciate. It's all a bit of a myth. Look at that. Wow.
Oh, dear.
And it's at a Lotus dealer as well, isn't it? And
it's at Hendy's, at Hendy Lotus, yeah.
Hendy Lotus, yeah. The review, 1 out of 5 star. Great. Jesus, that's unbelievable. Well, Ped, you've won that. And you can't even say it's a bad spec, really. I mean, black with white interior. Okay, some of the green, yeah, but it's not like it's horrific spec, is it? It's
Yeah, exactly.
Just a reference as to how expensive that has been to drive for those 7,200 miles.
He's done the maths.
It's £20 a mile.
Wait,
for reference, in the UK, you get 45p a mile back if you're doing business mileage, and you get like 9p.
What are you working that off as a retail? Are you working that off the original 130 grand?
No, like P's 146 or something.
Okay, yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah, 20 quid a mile.
That is just insane, isn't it?
Every mile, you're just throwing a £20 note out the window.
No, but if you wanted to, you could finance that car now for 10% deposit and then 1,150 quid a month for 48 months. If you wanted to.
And what's your final value going to be left? I mean, it's going to be worth nothing. I mean, although there is the argument, surely, I mean, it's already lost £54,000. It can't lose much more.
What's it? Optional final payment, 35.5 grand. There's no way it's going to be worth 35.5 grand in 4 years, is it? But, I mean, they're still hemorrhaging money on that awful quote as well. Ped, well, I don't really know what to say because I've got nothing to come back from that.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Mine's pretty pathetic.
Come on. What have we got? Do your electric one first. Because the thing is, though, I thought we'd do electric first because everyone goes, electric cars depreciate like a stone. They do. Petrol aren't that much better, to be fair.
No.
Not anymore.
1 second. Okay, well, I'm going to have to go with this one. I was going to go with the obvious, the Taycan, because...
that's what I picked very briefly. I'll go to my ideas later.
Chuck your one in there. Which one have you gone for, Pat?
Well, so I kind of, and maybe this is probably a whole nother podcast because what I initially did is misunderstood and very quickly looked at new cars discounted. Okay. But then looked at the equivalent car used to see how much more money you could have saved. So if you want me to very briefly just throw these in.
Yeah.
So here's a 105 kilowatt hour, brand new Taycan Performance Plus, 140 grand, which is 35 grand off list price because this is brand new unregistered, which is 20 grand off of what they started it being when they first uploaded it. So it was 15 grand off to start with, brand new.
Wow.
And nobody's obviously bit. So they've now made it even more off. But then if you just want one, if you're happy to just have one that's 25 reg with 1,000 miles, you can save another 40 grand, which seems like why would you not effectively just save 75 grand in total?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a proper car. That I love the Cross Turismo.
Now look, they're slightly different specs, but the Cross Turismo one's actually, I think it's nicer. I don't know if there's a bit of a price difference in those.
Even though this isn't my one, I'm going to now throw this one in the mix because it fits nicely with our conversation here. So Pat, you know, we've gone from, if you don't want quite new, you want
Yeah,
slightly
yeah,
new.
yeah.
If you
So
want
it's still
slight-
25 plate, my one, but what you want,
Yeah.
maybe a year older or something. You know, it'll be the same car.
Mine's still a 25.
Oh, it's
but
the same
got a
car.
Oh my
Love it.
god! Oh my god, it's even cheaper. It's
Oh.
another 25 grand off.
So this is a 4 Cross Turismo
Yeah.
for 77 grand.
So if you want basically what I would assume is the same or better range, same size battery, right?
Yeah.
Versus
It's
a
a new
Performance
car.
Plus. It will do 0 to 60 in like half a second less or something, which is irrelevant when you've got your family in it and you're driving around town.
Yeah.
Cool. So now we just saved 100 grand on the brand new price, and the car was registered this year.
Yeah. But that black one
Man,
you originally put, that's brand new. I mean, that's scary because that is the new facelifted one, etc.
Yeah.
But the scary thing is, I'm not saying this to insult Porsche or whatever, but who in their right mind is still going to go out and spend £140,000 in that car unless it's like, seriously, why would you, when you can just look online and go, oh my god, in like a year's time that's going to be worth 70 or 80?
When we had that Cross Turismo earlier this year, and bear in mind we just bought a Macan, and we're driving it to Cornwall, and we're like, this is really nice. And Tracy's like, this is such a lovely car to drive.
They're really great.
They're so nice to drive.
Yep.
And I think the press car we had was like 130 grand or something. And I did exactly the same. You go on to Auto Trader, 60 to 70 grand will get you a car 2 or 3 years old with hardly any miles on it. And you think that money,
that's a good car.
That is a bargain.
Yeah.
It's a lovely thing.
Yeah, I mean,
just
unbelievable.
You know, we've just talked about how the Audi interior quality and all German, you know, the interior, but you get in a Taycan, whether it's the latest one or the previous one, and the build quality is just, it's unmistakably a Porsche. It smells of Porsche. They use the same leather.
Yeah.
You've got the same familiar steering wheel in front of you. You're made to feel like you're still in a Porsche product, and they've got that absolutely right. But I think the pricing is just, there's no getting away from that. And as a company buyer, it doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about that. But as a private buyer, you'd have to be off your nuts not to worry about the depreciation on any of these cars. And talking of that, just quickly, there's a again, I know we've recommended one YouTube channel today, but there's another one called Tabon TV, Tabon TV. And it's a guy, I think he's based in London, and he's documented his ownership with the Taycan. I hadn't watched his content until this one came up recommended the other day. And he's got to the end of the 3 years with this Taycan. It's a heavily optioned, really nicely spec'd Taycan. And it's got to the end of his 3-year PCP. And we all know at the end of a PCP deal, and this is why I think financing new cars these days, if you can get a relatively good APR, then it's kind of in a way sensible. I know a lot of people, think there's a risk and you're losing money, but actually the good thing is at the end of the 3 years, you can hand the car back. So if it has depreciated much quicker, and that's exactly what's happened with his Taycan. So he's got a final, what's it called? Final residual value. Anyway, a final guaranteed value of £95,000 on his 3-year-old Taycan. And guess what it's worth? Well, retail, it's worth 60. So as a trade-in, it's probably worth 55, right? So it's lost. So it's 40 grand below what it should be, right? So he's got his 3 options, thankfully. He's got his one, hand it back to the dealer and run as fast as you can. Number 2, use the residual value that's left in the car as a deposit for your next car. Well, that's minus 40 grand. So he's not going to get any help in his next car. And number 3 is refinance that car and keep it, right? So continue the finance agreement. But the third one, you're going to have to refinance the car at 95 grand, not at the 55.
Oh, that sounds a good plan. I'd love to do that.
So, but basically, it's a really interesting video. The way his local Porsche dealer have kind of packaged it to him is they're kind of trying to convince him that refinancing his 3-year-old Taycan is probably the best way to go. And this guy is very well spoken. Like I said, based in London.
I watched the video.
Yeah, clearly an intelligent chap. I mean, serious. I mean, anyone, without stereotyping, most people that are going into a Porsche dealer and spending 100 and something grand, they're probably pretty intelligent to start with.
Yeah, they're switched on.
They're switched on. And so, yeah, anyway, I just found that fascinating and horrifying.
Can you imagine, right? So you go into a Porsche dealership, right? Let's say you're looking at a Boxster, okay?
Yeah.
And the Boxster's there for £50,000. And you're like, oh, yeah, it's a really good car. Yeah. And the guy says, would you like finance, Mr. Goose? Yeah, sure. Okay, excellent. In that case, we're going to sell the car to you for £90,000.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
okay.
you'd be doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly that. And can you imagine you're financing a car for 95 grand that's worth 55, let's say over 3 years. So in 3 years, that 55
Worth
grand
30,
Taycan could be
35
worth
grand.
30 or 25. So you're financing, so you're paying £70,000.
You're financing more than the car's worth.
Yeah, with a
There's a
12%
difference.
APR or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, but we've gone off on a little tangent. But I'll show you. I'll put my car in the post. But unfortunately, Ped's Lotus has absolutely trumped this. But again, I thought this was quite a relevant car with our earlier conversation. So it's
Citroen.
it's the brand new Audi A6 e-tron that has only been out.
Oh,
I want to say 3 or 4 months. So this is actually,
Oh no.
I'm guessing this is a demonstrator because it's done 5,000 miles. It's a 2025 model, 74 plate. So it's probably
wow.
registered. Well, it had to have been registered end of February, but that's exactly when they launched it. But what's scary is I can't remember how many there is on Auto Trader, but there's about 50 or 60 of these already on Auto Trader, which is quite scary because it's a brand new model. You'd never have got that in the past with like a new A6.
No.
Suddenly you might have got a few online, but they wouldn't be 30% off. Well, that's 30% off the initial price. And I think these retail at about 95 grand. So that's already 32, 33 grand off a barely used 5-6 month old car, which is a brand new product. It's not like an outgoing car. But again, I'm sure a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's an overpriced electric car to start with. But it's scary because once again, that just shows me that car is way overpriced to start with. It shouldn't be 95 grand. It should be a 60 grand car like it was 2 years ago. So, but yeah, that's kind of, it's a bit of a, it doesn't really stand out next to heads.
Quick silly question here about the finance of these things. We're talking about these guaranteed final values. And obviously if you give the car back, well, then you don't have to pay for that. It goes into auction somewhere. But these finance companies, that becomes their loss, right?
Yeah,
so let's say you've given them 10 grand in interest, but they're about to lose 25 on that car.
Yeah.
Some of these finance companies are independent. Some of them are owned by manufacturers, right? At some point, that's going to become like a big problem, no? Like at some point,
someone pays it. It's not made up money.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Someone's
like someone's losing here, and sometimes it's the manufacturer, like I said, or sometimes it Alfea and people like that. But sometimes there's also third parties. But either, I guess, there'll just come a tipping point where finance will just become ridiculously. They'll have to offer like 25% interest rates to cover the potential additional depreciation because they can't put the floor of a guaranteed final value to the bottom because nobody would buy a car, would they? Your finance payments would basically just be like paying it off cash.
Yeah. It's all in a very tricky place, isn't it, at the moment? But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But you're right, Pat. I don't know what they're going to do. They can't just keep putting rates up because no one's buying. Relatively, car sales are low at the moment. So it's like if you keep increasing that, then who knows? But yeah, it's an interesting space. But yeah, Lotus Eletre, 76. Wow.
Right.
Keep an eye on that
cars
one,
next.
because I reckon that bad boy's got a long way to go still. So I think you should keep a tab on that car, keep a track on it, and we'll maybe revisit it in a few weeks when it's 65 grand.
But petrol car, right? I'm going to go first. So I went on. I thought all of the cars talked about so far are quite high budget, and don't forget, there's lots of people on here thinking that they're not going to be spending anywhere near that in a car. So I thought, well, is depreciation something you still see horror depreciation at the bottom end of the market, right? So I went onto the Nissan website and I spec'd up a Nissan Qashqai. And an N-connector Nissan Qashqai, the 140 horsepower mild hybrid one, right? And I did it based on a car I found on Auto Trader. And my the cost of the car came out at 35,000 quid, right, or 34,580 quid, £340 a month, apparently.
Okay.
So I went on to Auto Trader, and I found the same car on Auto Trader, 2024 car with 1,000 miles on the clock, right? So I'll just put it in the message. So you've gone from 35 grand, let's say, to the car I've just shown you in a year.
Wow. So what's that? So 10% off. Oh, no, it's another Hendy car. God, those guys are struggling. Those guys are struggling since they got rid of their best brand ambassador.
I'm not, I couldn't possibly say. They've got you and Thomas to look after them. It's all good. 24,900 quid. So you lost 10 grand.
Wow.
In 1,000 miles.
A third off, basically.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I look at that and I think 25 grand, that's actually that's actually a really, I mean, that's like 25 grand. That's not bad, is it?
Oh, mate, at 25 grand, it's amazing. And my brother, my eldest brother's like the biggest Qashqai fan in the world.
Yeah.
He loves them. But, but if you buy it for 25 grand, all right, if you'd have bought it for 35 grand and done 1,000 miles in it and it was suddenly worth 25, that's not great, is it?
No, it's not. But then that's surely in today's market that we just looked at. Like, I mean, that's not a million miles away from that bloody A6 e-tron thingy that I've just shown you.
Yeah.
But yet it's a third of the price or not even. And and look, it's a great, I think that would be hard to beat for 25 grand. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's scary because if you told me that was 35, I'd be like, oh, there's not much money to lose on that. You'll be pretty safe.
Yeah.
And then 1 year later, you've lost 10 grand.
I mean, it has got a petrol engine, not electric drivetrain, which is good.
Yeah.
Out of interest, before I ask you what your one is, the most depreciating, and I've got a What Car report here.
Yeah.
The most depreciating electric car in the UK this year is a Volkswagen ID Buzz.
Oh wow. How much is an ID Buzz?
So list price 64,000 quid. So after 3 years, resale value 33,800 quid. So you're going to lose nearly 50% in 3 years.
Wow.
£30,000 price drop in 3 years.
Wow, I wouldn't have predicted that, but I guess because they were quite.
The second worst is the Ioniq 5N, which I found very difficult to believe. Anyway.
Wow.
Have they missed
they reckon you'll lose 34,000 quid on one of them in 3 years.
What, a 5N?
What?
No.
Yeah, I don't. That's what leads me. This What Car? I mean, the journalists of What Car obviously are,
top tier
industry leaders and everything.
Yeah,
top tier. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, so I guess the depreciation thing. Is doesn't matter what level you're buying at, you'll still find some.
The cheapest non-cat Ioniq 5N on Auto Trader. I mean, cat cars are 36 grand.
Yeah.
Then it's been crashed. A 24 plate, 6,000 miles is £48,000. How much are they new?
Yeah.
65.
65. Yeah. Okay. So
not
they are. Well, no. What's
not
that?
massively
24?
off.
No.
Yeah,
but,
24 plate.
Yeah, but that's only 1 year, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is 3 years, half its value in 3
Oh
years.
yeah, but it's not hemorrhage like the Taycans and stuff that we just looked at.
No.
Not at all.
I mean, maybe.
You could buy 3 Ioniq 5Ns for 1 Taycan.
Yeah, maybe Hyundai and Volkswagen aren't sort of giving What Car enough brown envelopes or something. But that is
Ooh.
yeah, that's.
So what's yours then?
Right, so
you just put it in there.
You've gone in one direction.
Oh no,
I'm
gone high.
I'm going in the other direction.
Hang on, can I guess? I know there's brands.
I mean, there was a lot to choose from this brand.
So is this potentially like? Oh, is this Supercar you're going?
Have you gone Ferrari?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, there was a lot to choose from, but this one took my eye in particular because I think the spec on it is absolutely stunning, which makes the depreciation even more interesting.
It's got a Seto Fiorano pack on it as well, isn't it? I think
it's just. I mean, I didn't know I wanted a Ferrari in blue before.
Oh, I've just seen the price change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean.
Wow.
That just looks. I mean, yeah, it just looks stunning.
How long have they been trying to sell it for?
a year and a half or something, I think.
Oh my God, it was £500,000.
January
Yeah,
24.
and new. What do you reckon? New Ped would that have been 600 maybe, or even?
I
what,
don't
more?
know. To be fair, I really don't know.
But it's so it's been at a dealer for what 19, 20 months now. Yeah, and I mean it's even got the right tires on it, but it's just that's a lot, and it changes.
So for those listening, let's just because
Yes.
we keep forgetting that people listen to this in the car.
Yeah.
So this car was advertised on the 3rd of January 2024 for £400 shy of £500,000.
Yeah.
And it's now up for £344,600, a drop of £155,000.
And if you like, or if you're familiar with Price Tracker on Auto Trader, I suggest you get it because it's brilliant. It's actually had, I think, 30 changes over that time. So 30 reductions. And recently, I mean, it had one at the start of July. So there's probably another one due anytime soon. But yeah, it's just, even at the beginning of this year, so in February, it was up at 400. So since then, it's dropped 65 grand just in this year.
Wow.
And it's scary. But talking of rusty, I've just looked. If you go into the pictures, there's a picture of what I assume is part of the hybrid system. If you go all the way down,
there's some dust in by one of the air vents.
Well, if you get down, there's right down. There's a high. Looks like
yeah. Oh my
You
God!
click on that,
Has
look
that
at the
been stored
rusty
in
bolt.
Pat's Ami?
Look
Oh
at the
wow!
rusty bolt.
Oh
It's
my
been
God,
parked
that's what the Ami looks like.
I think it's been parked next to your Ami, Pat.
Oh my God!
I mean, why are they
really
doing
bad.
Does this come from Sheerness Docks?
Yeah, that's where they store them.
Why would they choose to put that picture on? I mean, who in their right mind thought, oh yeah, let's just stick that in there? But anyway, there you go.
Well,
so that's
probably the person who's been trying to sell it since it was £500,000 and has dropped it 150 grand and it's still not sold.
Oh, it's crazy.
I mean, it is beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's
And
honestly.
I've driven one and they are unbelievable things. But
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they are. But yeah, that's my. And but yeah, again, it does prove that.
Wow.
Well, we've proved that electric cars depreciate, combustion engine cars depreciate, hybrids depreciate, supercars depreciate. Not all though. Not all. There are a few things out there that are still relatively safe. I think. Porsche GT products.
I thought you were going to go with a Maserati MC20, or as they've renamed it, the Maserati Pete. What's it called?
Lose a load of money.
No, they renamed it. Named it a good one, didn't they?
Maserati drive it into a bus. Maserati bus drive it into you.
Muck Pura. It's the Muck Pura. MC Pura, Pura, is the new name for the same car. I'm not joking. I'll send you the article. So
I thought you'd found.
So rather than
rather
than making a new car, they took the MC20 and changed its name because that will help residuals. Residuals.
A bit like Ferrari did with the Amalfi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you can buy an MC20 right now for 130 grand with 2,000 miles on it. And that's a 260 grand car new-ish.
Wow.
230, over 200.
Yep.
There's not many for sale, which suggests not many people bought them. But they've got a new name now, so that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that annoys me about that car is it is brilliant. So nice to drive. The soft top version or the cello version is a mega, but it's always been overpriced.
Yeah.
By probably
100 grand.
100 grand.
Yeah, that should be like Aston Martin. Well, even the Vantage has gone up in price. But like
Vantage is 200 grand now.
It should be like, do I want a GT product Porsche price? You know, like what's a? Oh no, 3RS is also really expensive. Yeah, GT3 money. Like that should be GT3 money. 150, 160.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know, I know I've gone off subject a little bit, but I love this game. I've just we're talking Maserati. I've just found a brand new in-stock Maserati Gran Turismo 3-litre, not that horrible petrol piece of junk. And sorry, not the horrible electric piece of junk. And it's brand new at a dealer, unregistered.
And
there's 50 grand off it.
No. And 50 grand on it.
On it? What do you mean?
It's changed. They've put it up. It was at 115 grand. They've put 50 grand on it.
What?
What?
Oh my God. Well, that even confused me. I mean, I'm pretty simple, but oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Imagine going in and buying that and then going, Wait, that was the car that was in the showroom back in March
50.
for 115
Oh my
grand.
And is that a Photoshop, the worst Photoshop pictures ever?
Yeah, I've just found it. It looks dreadful.
Oh, yeah.
What are they thinking? That's HRO in as well.
Yeah, but they're all at it, aren't they? They're none of them.
I tell you what, they've asked ChatGPT to do their bloody Auto Trader pictures, haven't they?
I think all the Maserati pictures are like that. It must be maybe it looks like their Moody configurator or something.
It looks like it's sat up on its bum. It's like it's doing an endo or something.
Yeah.
I've just seen a Cello Spider here, brand new from a main dealer, £50,000 off RRP.
You sure it's not on?
No, this one's definitely off. 270 is list, and they'll give it to you for 220.
Wow. I'm conscious of the time.
An hour and 10.
I know.
Before we continue on for too much, Ped, are we allowed to know anything about your new purchase?
Hold on. I won't hold it. I'll hold it this side. This is the V5 for my new car.
Whoa!
Oh, it's an Ami.
Woo! It's a Citroen Ami. Yeah, it gets delivered from Sheerness tomorrow. By the time this podcast has come out, I'll have had it 4 days. I'll pick it up. We're filming this a little bit early, so yeah. In the real world, I pick it up a week today. In fact, I'll have it a week today. And I bought it. I actually paid for it last week. I did the deal the week before. So I bought it early so that I could get the V5, get my number plate on it.
Oh, yes.
What about the stickers in the windshield? Have you got time for that?
I'm working on that. I'm working on the stickers.
Yeah.
I'm working on the stickers. I've got my master's diploma there sticker. That'll go on my master's.
Oh, what's that? No, tell us what that is. Show us the sticker.
Oh, my master's distinction sticker. This one here. Yeah. There's less than 1,000 people in the UK got one of these.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So all I will say is it's from Porsche. It has 6 cylinders, so that'll keep Joe happy.
Yay!
And
mate, I'm so happy that you sort of lived out your dreams and you're picking up the 911. I really am.
It's a PDK.
Oh, okay.
Well, I thought you already had a Macan.
No. He's picking up another Macan.
Matching Macans.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Nice.
So yes. So go and have a look at my channel.
Final question on this.
Oh, and by the way, and if anyone's coming to Box and Gas Megaphonics,
yes.
Which is going to be on this coming Sunday, if you're listening to this on the Friday, it will be on the Michelin stand at Box and Gas Megaphonics on the Sunday.
Final thing, which if people are listening to this, they're going to go watch the video immediately anyway, of course. But has it depreciated a lot?
No.
There we go.
I don't.
That probably gives it away.
And the really interesting. So it's a 2022 car, and I think what I paid for it isn't a million miles off of list.
Nice.
Now that either makes me an idiot or it makes me a genius.
No, it means the product is desirable.
Yeah, it means people want them.
The talking about guaranteed future values, it's very strong.
Nice.
But then that Taycan was very strong, and then it didn't deliver. But
yeah.
So yes, I've never been as excited about buying a new car, about picking up a new car.
Well, apart from the last time you bought a new car.
Yeah.
No. Well, no. I was I am way more excited.
Why? Because this one doesn't have turbos.
It might have turbos. It might not have turbos. That would be giving it away. I've never been as excited. I look back when I filmed with this car on the channel when they first came out, and I look back at that video how much I like the car, and how at that point I never thought in a million years I'd ever own one, and I now own one. That's very cool.
Brilliant. I mean, at the end of the day, your priorities were you always wanted a 911 without giving it away, and you wanted some extra practicality. So it is the
perfect.
On that note, see you later, guys.
Easing out.
Easing out.